Всем привет, я Донис, и мы продолжаем проходить вампира. Тут интересная система загрузки, я появился не там, где я последний раз выходил, немножко сзади, но диалоги вроде бы все проговорены. То есть все события произошли, засчитаны. Пойдем в больницу сейчас. Ну-ка. Я отсюда не собирал? То есть лут возвращается, получается, да? Интересно. В подворотни пока не стоит заходить, то наткнусь на какие-то миссии.
It's locked.
Больные лежат. Бедолаги.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reid. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Так, подробнее можно посмотреть. 2000 опыта за нее, за высасывание. 3 подсказки, возможно. Социальный слой неизвестен. Чё там? Здоровый горожанин.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
На втором этаже слева в конце коридора. Окей. Все равно не запомню. Ладно.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
А как он так спокойно с ней разговаривает, когда она вся в крови? Но он когда сыт, наверное, ему все равно. Сдержанный такой вампир. Мест нет. В связи с эпидемией инфлюенции эта больница больше не принимает пациентов. Мест нет. Пожалуйста, возвращайтесь домой. Кстати, не у всех почему-то повязки на лице. Даже странно. Маски. А чего я в них кровь не вижу? А, ты смотри, заметил Клея Кокса. Ага. Милтон Хукс. Че, пойдем в больницу? Осмотримся тут. Ты смотри, как койка пустая. Там люди на улице, а тут койка пустая. Че за дела? Старая кровь даже не определяется. С ней мы уже говорили, да?
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Блин, не засчитался, значит, диалог этот. Вот странно сохранение в игре работает. Я же разговаривал с ней. Ладно.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
То есть с сохранением тут проблемы получается.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reid. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun,
Ух ты!
I may have something for you.
Интересно. Торговец. Отдать кошелек? А, его кошелек нашел. Интересно, у него японский флаг на руке.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin color?
Он не рад, что я кошелек
Not at
нашел?
all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reid.
Странная у него какая-то реакция. Сразу начал говорить про фотографию. Очень странная. Вообще. Так, что тут еще интересное?
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything. And it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
То есть это задание уже выполнил. Две зацепки уже есть. Подсказки. Милтон и сестра Хокинс встречаются. Вот так вот. Пипа Хокинс. Милтон вымогает деньги у некоторых пациентов. Ничем не болеет. Торговка женского рода. Прекрасно. Необходима подсказка, понятно. Система диалогов довольно интересная, мне нравится. То есть мы что-то узнаем, открываются новые диалоги. Вот, два вопроса.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realised I could make a fortune.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Ну и хорошо. За что уволить? Понимаю. Зачем это говорить? Хорошо. Ладно. Порадоваться за них надо.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reid. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Ну, вообще я согласен. Странные какие-то правила.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
Так. Все, наверное. Торговать.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Так. Часть обычного спускового механизма. То есть тут модификация оружия идет. Дробовик Милтона. Ага. Но я пока еще особо ни в чем не разобрался. Не знаю, что мне надо. Окей. Плохо, что сохранения нету. И непонятно, как оно сохраняется. Я вот выйду. Надо, короче, следить за значками сохранения. Типа разработчики считают, не выходите. От начала до конца проходите игру, и будет все в порядке. Значок этот прикольный у них. С зелененькими штучками. Этот город нуждается в тебе.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reid has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Ну-ка, что мы про него знаем? Каркаран доводит себя до истощения, но отказывается прекратить работать. А, про него хорошо говорили. Понятно. У него 5 зацепок аж. Социальный слой. Гвинет Бранаган. Это типа у них отношения? Прикольно.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reid. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Как на фронте прямо. Тут уже не первый раз поставляется больница как фронт военных действий. Действительно много общего. Ну, я думаю, на него лучше всего вот это подействует. То, что ведете себя безответственно. Он себя загонит и никому не поможет. Я думаю, этот вариант именно для него подходит больше всего. Хотя сестра Бранаган беспокоится тоже неплохой вариант. Но я думаю, вот это вот. Потому что он профессионал такой. Очень ответственный.
Your attitude is irresponsible, Doctor. Believe me, I've seen so many medical errors caused by exhaustion during the war.
You're right. This is a war, Dr. Reed, and I don't intend to surrender.
Какой прикольно. То есть тут не совсем даже РПГ получается. Тут большая примесь, что ли, квеста. То есть разговоры такие длинные, интересные. Диалоги мне нравятся очень.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Если бы была мужчиной, какие тут настроения еще.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Необходима подсказка. Мы уже две подсказки узнали. Коркоран убежден, что Гвинет Брэнаган разбирается в медицине лучше, чем полагается медсестре. Понятно.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Как-то это все интересно, так проработаны персонажи, так тут вообще офигеть. Супер, и все друг на друге завязаны как-то. Это впечатляет. Не кашляйте в общественных местах. Ракеш Чадана.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Дилетанты. Интересное у него мнение о нас. Социальный слой с двумя завязан он. 4. Высокий уровень нужен, чтобы его загипнотизировать. Они похожи как-то. Костюмы, наверное, одинаковые просто.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Угу, то есть обиженный считает себя недооцененным.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation, they're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Консерватор.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reid, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Все получается. Надо про него узнавать у других и тогда разговаривать. Офигенная система диалогов, правда.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Мимика, конечно, нулевая у персонажей, но сами диалоги классно записаны, приятно слушать очень. Манера речи офигенная, вот этот британский говор супер. Что-то мне прям очень нравится. Ну-ка. А, с ней мы говорили, может что-то новое появилось?
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Нет.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Больной?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Ты те же самые темы.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reid.
Блин, какие тут проработанные персонажи. Офигенно просто. Я что-то слышал, там люди какие-то говорили, игра скучная какая-то. Я пока в восторге просто от этих диалогов всех. Это реально одни из лучших диалогов, которые я когда-либо встречал. Что тут может не нравиться?
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Параллели. Круто.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I
Да,
won't
можно
lie to you
заразиться.
about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
А чё он там с рукой такой, что он в больнице во время эпидемии? Ему там перебинтовать и домой отправить надо. Нафига он тут сидит? Так, все.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Противоположность тому предыдущему. Прикольно.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Я в шоке от этих диалогов. Как круто. Офигенно, отношения персонажей так проработаны.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Новое расследование. Ага, расследование, которое вам доверяет горожане, рассортированы по районам. Чтобы приступить к заданию, выберите его, нажав левую клавишу. После этого на карте отобразится область, которую нужно исследовать. А почему они вдвоем? То есть к этому заданию оба имеют отношение, понятно. Интересно.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
То есть это он точно правда, получается, говорит, раз под допросом вампирским был. Хороший мужик, получается.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
А, это этот, который сидит рядом. Интересно. Ни один из экспериментов Торо с переливаниями крови пока не был успешным. Или Таро? Торо. Торо бык. Харви винит себя за свою травму. Угу, понятно. То есть это с кем он связан? Не родство там, а просто с кем завязан. Так понимаю, подсказки у кого можно выведать.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes and fears, not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones and flesh.
Все получается, да? Понятно, она белая, потому что еще можно вскрыть некоторые вопросы. А если серая, то уже все.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Окей, интересно. Так, посмотрим, может быть, теперь можно у того что-то выведать.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Вот, об исследовании Стрикленда.
Tell me, Waverley, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Ну, он не прав, потому что тот, так сказать, под допросом вампирским сказал, что ему важна именно судьба пациента, а не собственное величие.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Новая процедура имеется в виду нашего персонажа, который вот он изобрел? Что она такая рисковая прямо?
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
Что там за старая такая новая техника? Я не могу судить, блин. Сказали бы поподробнее. Где там задание? Вот, недостающие ингредиенты. Сначала до аптеки добраться надо. Посмотрим. Доктор Торо Стрикленд – молодой смелый врач, воодушевленный успехами современной медицины. В данный момент он сам проводит эксперименты и ждет, когда доставят заказанные им товары. Он подозревает, что продавец хочет продать товары не ему, а более именитому врачу. Вот почему он попросил меня воспользоваться моим влиянием и добыть нужные ему материалы. Я не могу оценить, понять, насколько опасна будет эта операция по современным методам.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. Any news about my operation?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Жена погибла.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
По-немецки. Ничего себе. Прямо во время войны. Так он при чем-то тут вообще? Его вины тут нет абсолютно.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I'm never gonna get anything from her.
Пробирочка. Прекрасно. 4 штучки. Мест нет. Так, секунду, куда тут? А, наверх, к себе, наверное, в комнату надо.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Еще одна больная.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your
Какая
pardon.
What are you
прелесть.
begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Интересная девушка. Она мне уже нравится.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Какая прелесть.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Ложная цель, новое расследование. Окей. Так, а что там?
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
Oh, it's such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Порочной жизни. Окей,
I'll leave
прикольно.
you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Такие персонажи оживляют игры. Прелесть. Так, нам наверх. Налево. Так, второй этаж. В конце коридора. Так, на этом серия заканчивается. Всем, кто смотрел, спасибо. До встречи.